Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. I'm getting $1,000,000. My whole body starts talking to me. It is thrilled, goosebumps. And when I say, may there be happiness for all, there is no goosebumps. There is no thrill. I am explaining you the way I evolved myself. You have to understand that. So it means there is no thrill, there is no sensation. When you say, may there be happiness for all, what it means, I have now got a chance to think, speak, and act in happiness all the time. If not, it is your I-ness and mindness. It is your ego expecting something from the world outside. We'll talk about it. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. May there be peace for all. I'm talking to you and you don't appreciate me, so there is no peace in me. Why? Then what is the fun of saying, may there be peace for all? So I don't follow the Eastern wisdom. At the right time, at the right place, in the right situation. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. May there be completeness in all. It is not the default mind. You are getting rid of the default mind. When you are listening to me, it is getting absorbed in you. Your mind leaves the default mind. It says, may there be wholeness for all. We discussed about, in the 3 sessions of incidental diversion. You have to listen. So I don't think. So when I don't think, I don't contemplate and reflect, and I say, oh, let me destroy my ego. Not possible. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. May there be auspiciousness for all. I am saying, may there be auspicious. You can open your eyes. May there be auspiciousness for you, for everyone. I am not seeking any appreciation from you. Ego is gone. But I don't do it. Why I don't do it? Because I don't contemplate and reflect. As such, there is no problem. Are you understanding? Somebody sent an email to me, and I'm just, addressing you all. Default mind is influenced by a circumference. What it means? Circumference creates circumstances. Circumstances means the events turned into the incidents. And when I say default mind is influenced by circumference, means wealth is outside, circumference. Position is outside, circumference. We all know circumference in a circle. Circumference in a circle. Can the wealth live me inside? Position lives me inside? Appreciation lives me inside? Nothing. What it takes to understand this. So the One ego is created when we allow to be influenced by the circumference, wealth, position, posture, authority, pleasure, from outside influences. I thought accepts the influence from outside. I'm poor, nobody notices me. I'm rich, nobody notices me. What a problem. Am I creating a problem to myself? I am good because people appreciate me. I am not good because people have stopped appreciating me. They don't pay any attention to me. How many people have left the session? So, should I keep on thinking they are not paying attention to me? This is why I have taken the incidental diversion. Huh? Those 2 or 3 sessions. But I'm coming back to the 6 treasures. Pay attention. So now you see good, bad, it keeps on changing. That I thought keeps on changing. Oh, look at this guy, I never expected he appreciated me. And look at my friend. What I'm doing. What I'm doing. Am I doing Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu? The ego does not stay permanent. Still, we make efforts to keep it permanent. That causes the anxiety, duality, conflict, problem. That now, how to recognize it? I'm into anxiety with you. My mind is internally reacting to you, to a situation outside. That is a manifestation. It's not very difficult to recognize it. Default mind is allowed to, first is the default mind is the problem. Second, I allow the default mind to be influenced by the circumstances, by the events, by the people, by the relationship. It causes the problem. So what I'm doing, one is my beauty, think of that, I'm a handsome person, not as you think. And then I put a lot of cosmetic of wealth, position, of pleasure, etc., etc., that I will be happy if Christina will appreciate me. So then, where is this Mangalacharan mantra has gone? May there be happiness for all. Where it is gone now? So why I am doing it? And that is why I said cognitive. I understand the cause and effect. Happiness here, happiness in you. Let me accept Eastern wisdom that happiness is the essential nature here, essential nature there, minus any circumstantial, circumferential thoughts. Can I accept that? So if I accept that, I'm okay. So this is the default mind is allowed to be influenced by the circumference. In the circumference lives wealth, position, and everything, my dad, my son, etc., etc. So, but default mind cannot believe it. Default mind says, no, I will make this ego permanent, but it is temporary. So I thought caused by the delusion at the center. That is the second part of the ego. We try to remain big boss inside us. I'm talking to you, for example, I'm talking to Janice. Oh, Janice is very intelligent. I have to be little more than him. Why? Why? That is inside. It is inside. No, I start burning. He gives such a beautiful example. I don't appreciate him. No, let me give little stronger example. Finished. I am finished. So there are two egos. One is the default mind, I thought, and then this I thought is influenced by the outer experiences. Ego is changing. It is insecure, seeks permanent insecurity. It is first thing that it is changing. Second is it is insecure. What is changing has to be insecure. Then the same I thought is seeking permanence in security. It is not possible. You stop the river, it becomes a pond. So what will happen? The mind is moving in opposite direction. Security, no security. See, the very nature is insecurity. It is constantly changing. Permanence and security is not possible. So what will happen? Your anxiety, failure, frustration, pain, sorrow, reaction. And we want to get rid of it. What will happen? Anxiety, failure, frustration, pain, sorrow, and you will try to blame others. You will try to rationalize others. You will try to rationalize your position. Why? Now ask the question why. We want cognitive understanding, cause and effect relationship. Pay attention. Keep looking at me so that you can easily understand it. So what exactly I'm doing now? So what will happen? So one thing you clear, the moment I have the anxiety, failure, frustration, sadness, pain, sorrow, it is because of I-ness and my-ness. I-ness either begins from the center or it begins from the circumference. Now what I do? I want to destroy this ego. What it means, do you know? I want you to keep looking at me. I want to destroy this ego because this is causing me the problem. So, ego is insecure, ego changes constantly, so I create a second ego to destroy the first one. Then I create the third ego to destroy the second one. I create the fourth ego to destroy the third one. And it never happens. It will never happen. It will never happen. That is why I took 3 sessions of incidental diversion. I said, then what is the solution? Understand. When I understand ego is the way to destroy it. First, through contemplation and reflection in me, and then in relations at all the places. So what is this understanding? That is what I am saying. What do you understand? Real from the unreal. What is delusion and what is not delusion? Cause and effect. That is cognitive understanding. So by repetition of this cognitive understanding, the cognitive change takes place. What is the cognitive change? My thought, my speech, my action. So what is the cognitive thought, speech and action? May there be happiness for all. Where is the problem? So when am still in problem, that means one ego, second ego. Second ego, from the second ego, I want to destroy the first one. In order to destroy, I have to create third ego to recognize it. The third ego to destroy the second one. And the journey continues. Masters are saying understanding, cognitive change. So what happens that there is a change in attitude, behavior and conduct. I discussed in a couple of sessions before. But if you like to destroy ego without knowledge, it will never happen. I have to apply it. No, anyhow, I have appreciated you so much, and you are busy in something else. You didn't appreciate me. Second ego. Are you getting it? It demands a lot of contemplation and reflection. I have appreciated you. You are so wonderful. Huh? And Vaibhav is so wonderful, and Vaibhav didn't care me. So I appreciate it because of building my ego inside, waiting and expecting that he should appreciate me. My appreciation to you is an expectation. Obviously, that is, you are seeking ego from the circumference. It will never happen. It will never bring the peace in you. From the same ego, another part of the ego will start destroying the first ego, then the second ego, third ego, fourth ego, and just we are. So when you say, may there be happiness for all, sama inside, dhamma outside, status quo is maintained. And when the sama, dhamma and uparama settled into your mind, you can recognize what is called the titiksha, the endurance. What is that endurance? I have no expectations of any appreciation from you. What I am is I am. Again, understand, cognitive awareness is required from discerning cause and effect. I gave you an example. Just as the GPS guides you to your destination, may there be happiness for all, you and me, and in the environment everywhere, happiness. Now my mind is changed from default mind to a discerning mind. I'm not expecting. So there is no anxiety. There is nothing good and bad. GPS is set. Where is the problem? Where is the problem? So the sama, active peace found by pausing impulsive, emotional, mental reaction through discernment. Clear? Dhamma, achieved by choosing not to react the external sensory triggers. Means my outer calm. Uparama, continuous state of the calmness. Now my mind goes back again and again to the continuous state, sustains the tranquil state throughout daily interaction, reflecting commitment and mental discipline. So what comes? I recognize here is a titiksha. There is no problem. Titiksha is introduced as the fourth treasure by our masters. What it means? Enduring, forbearance in the face of life's unavoidable opposites. Unavoidable opposites will definitely come. Since the journey, couple of years we started, we had 15, 20 people, couple of people left because of their own reason, not because of me. Should I get upset? Unavoidable opposites. Everybody has their own perception depending on their level of awareness. So, Titiksha, now coming back to the same topic of Titiksha, internal calm is foundational. Remember, it is the principle of Titiksha that makes the state resilient and functional in the face of unavoidable professional challenges, say professional challenges, social challenges. That is why the sama is the first. And then that calm is expressed outside, that is the dhamma is the second. Then I check the default mind is not there, the continuous calm is maintained. Continuous calm is maintained with resilience is Titiksha. Pay attention. It's little subtle but not very difficult so that you cannot understand. It demands a common sense. That is why we define Titiksha is a capacity for endurance, for resilience, for forbearance, capacity, strength. It is cultivated strength to endure life opposite. Life opposites, pleasure, pain, likes, dislikes, sadness, happiness, reaction, etc. Then what I said, Titiksha is not a voluntary austerity, nor is it suppression or mere tolerance. When you tolerate, you are burning within. Titiksha is an unveiling of inner peace that survives outside turmoil. How do you define Titiksha? Another definition, Titiksha is asking the mind to settle in sama, dhamma and uprama. Rest you forget, it will happen. Endurance. You are facing professional challenges, personal challenges. Oh, so you divorced, so you found that your partner was not good. Now you see that people are just constantly haunting you. And if you are able to settle your mind into sama, dhamma, and uprama, whatever the situation is at the circumference, it doesn't affect you. Did you understand? Say yes. Certainly. When faced with an extreme cold, the strategic response is not to fight the weather, but put on blankets and gloves. That is what the Titiksha is. So your blanket is sama, dhamma, and uprama. In every situation, you are happy. When dealing with a difficult colleague or a situation, the untrained mind tries to fight the cold. In this example, to change the other person. Why? What to change the other person? Please appreciate me. Why? Why? I don't want to appreciate you. The strategic mind applies to internal blanket of Titiksha, enduring the interaction with the fostering resentment, or losing inner peace. Titiksha is indispensable. Without it, the calmness, internal and external calm, developed through the samadhama and uparama, cannot withstand constant external challenges. I have cultivated samadhama and uparama, the internal calm, external calm, and the continuous nature of the calm. But it cannot withstand the constant external changes. Titiksha is there. Titiksha is there. Titiksha transforms the inner mastery of samadhama and uparama. From the outer situations, you are free. If you are not able to do it, if you fail to do it, it means you are not following contemplation and reflection. That is the only reason. You want to create another ego to destroy the first one, third one to second one, fourth one to third one. It is not possible. So by repeatedly practicing calmness, mastery, endurance, and conscious response, not reaction, one gains independence from the external events and circumstances. But cognitive understanding. Mind is seeking something from the circumference. I check why I am seeking. I am seeking because I am not calm. If I get it, I will be calm. But then where the sama is gone? Where the dhamma is gone? So now you remember, you find the cause and effect. Sama is there, yes. Seeking something. Oh, the well does not have a property of happiness. Dhamma has come. Now continuous calmness, and you are into titiksha. It has already destroyed. Cognitive understanding has destroyed your ego. Finished. Think. Please think. Contemplate and reflect. When you contemplate and reflect consistently, you will find out. And during this session, Ashok is busy in something else. I repeatedly told you that you just look at me. And I'm not hesitating, I'm just saying you, stressing cognitive change in awareness is the only way to get rid of this ego that reflects in my anxiety, duality, sadness, failure, frustration. Sama, internal calmness, Dhamma, external calmness. How would you feel that, How would you feel if I don't show my face? How would you feel, actually? Can you tell me? We take it for granted. No. So I also take for granted. You take it for granted, I also take for granted. So who is benefited and who is at loss? Now I have no issue whether you show it or not. But you see that my duty, if I don't show and I keep on talking, this guy might be doing something. Anyhow, leave that. I told you cognitive awareness is required. Default mind is impulsive, reactive, deluded state. It picks up the objects from the circumference. It already has its impulsive nature. It creates you can say the eye maker inside, eye maker at the circumference. and then you are already into anxiety. The trigger is already present. It demands situation to manifest. What I discussed is the strategic endurance. Strategic endurance means that we have understood, like the example of a blanket. You take the blanket, that's all. You take an active step, and that blanket is samadhama and uprama. You are free. Let us discuss. Christina, do you want to come?
Thank you. I sort of drew out the circumference with all of the, blame and wealth and position all around it. And then in the center, appreciation and sending peace and happiness. And yeah, I guess noticing, like I have a family member who does a lot of blaming and complaining, and I can get caught up in that. And I think I just need to remember it's there for me to see that contrast, to remind me to keep sending love and peace and appreciation.
Yes.
And not need anything.
Yes. That will go a long way in the journey of evolution and transformation. Very good. How are you, Dennis? What do you have to say?
The first point, anxiety or any other internal problem that we have is a pointer to the impurity in my own mind. So in a way, this anxiety is a blessing from the existence because it reveals, it shows us the problem in the mind, the problem of expectations, attachments, laziness, etc. And we just need to remember that no one outside is to blame for it. So the mind automatically turns inside and looks for the problem and for the solution inside my own mind and not somewhere outside. The second point regarding the ego, as I understand, our ego is not to be destroyed. It is to be understood and tamed. So it becomes a tool and not master. So it is ready to serve and not to command. Because ego is a tool to act in the external world, and if ego is destroyed, it means that the body-mind complex just cannot function. It is dead. And like you said, as long as body-mind is alive, destroying one's ego requires another ego, and destroying that ego requires yet another ego, and so on. So as long as we are alive, we will have ego. The question is whether we use it for good or not for good. And the last point about Titiksha, as far as I understand, Titiksha allows the mind to remain in samadhama and uparama regardless of external circumstances, not by reacting or fighting with these circumstances, but by using discernment to find the best way to detach from the unfavorable conditions, circumstances, and remain peaceful inside.
Beautifully summarized everything. One master used to say one thing very important: ego demands. Ego has to be there. Then how to understand? So one master says there is a ripe ego, there is an unripe ego. What is that ripe ego? It doesn't attach to wealth, position, status to cause any anxiety. Otherwise, I have to go to the restroom, I need an ego. I have to take a cup of coffee, I need an ego. I have to talk to you, I need an ego. But that ego is a ripe ego. Unripe ego, you are in anxiety, stress, sadness, duality, conflict. Ripe ego, you live in samadama, uparama, and titiksha. Beautifully said. How are you, Stephen?
Sir, thank you. I did a lot of contemplating and reflecting on Titiksha before today's lesson, and during this whole lesson, it just continued. And I look at Titiksha now as an instantaneous awareness that is it's to remind us to self-reflect immediately, because whatever the outside is bringing us is affecting our egos more times than any. And the goal of Titiksha is to preserve the Sama, Dhamma, and Uprama, and in a way to protect it. And you have to do that through the awareness. And that's where I'm at right now.
Beautifully, you said you have to preserve through Sama, Dhamma, and Uparama. That becomes Titiksha. And Titiksha helps you to live. I'm just noting, the good points that you all have spoken there. And Titiksha helps you to think, speak, and act in the world, and act in the world in peace. Finished. That is cognitive awareness. That is your cognitive understanding. Mind it, Christina, it is not CBT. It is deeper than that CBT. CBT, I think many of you know, cognitive behavior therapy. It's a tool to be used normally used in psychotherapy and counseling. So yes, David and Jerry.
Thank you. I had an experience yesterday where I was able to apply Titiksha in a situation where I was talking to somebody I'd never met before, and it was interesting because I had the ego on this, and then I had the Eastern wisdom on this shoulder, and I kind of just stepped back and was the observer in that conversation. And I really enjoyed the conversation because I was focused on Eastern wisdom side of the shoulder. And it just created this interesting awareness in the rest of my day and evening and morning after that is really focusing on that. To Dennis's point, is ego is still there. It's just it doesn't get an audience like it may have gotten in the past. Admittedly, I need to re-listen to the three layers of the ego, the multiple layers of the ego, because I don't quite get that yet, but I'll listen again and sort of get a better understanding of the multiple layers. So thank you.
Yes. Only two layers. Ego at the circumference comes from outside world. So outside world, I'm rich or poor. I have a good position in the society or nation or organization or not. And and the third is that I have all the means for all kinds of pleasure. So that ego is developed based on I have everything. I have 50 cars. 50 cars. So drive all the 50 cars at once. I have a big mansion. 50 bedrooms, so sleep in all the 50 rooms. That is cause and effect. So it is one. And second, it is created by the I-ness, inside. But forget about this. I have anxiety, I have duality, I'm seeking something, I'm expecting something from the world outside. I'm seeking that weather should be cold. So in Arizona, remain confined to your house and bring the temperature down. Did you do anything to the hot? No. We have to do nothing. No blanket. We have to apply the blanket if I feel cold. Beautifully. Yes, beautifully you did it. Yes, Jerry.
Thank you, sir. The mind's like the unripe and ripe ego.
Yeah.
And I think that unripe ego looks at events in the world and prompts us to fix them, escape them, instead of looking at our sama and our dhamma and our uparati and our Titiksha,
Yeah.
and then see how we can gracefully move through them and with them, because they'll always be there. And the ego is always kind of telling us there's more, there's a way to either fix it or escape it, change the weather. We can't do that. So that's a constant battle then.
Yes, you rightly redefine. Unripe ego is looking sama, dhamma, and uprama outside in the world where it is not. Let us put it that way. I'm redefining what you said. So I'm looking, somehow, so yes, I'll meet Jerry and that Jerry will appreciate me, then I will be happy. So my happiness is incidental, it is temporary, whether you say it or not, you have a choice, you have an option. So because you have an option, so I keep that option in myself, so I have a fear, whether you will appreciate me or not. You see the entire journey, entire sequence. So that fear is already within me, seeking appreciation from you. Is an unripe ego. Unripe ego is looking for sama, dhamma, and uprama outside. So it will break into different parts. It will become the ego. It keeps on changing. Another way to understand that ego to change, I'm upset in the morning, I'm happy in the afternoon, I'm calm in the evening. So these three eyes are your unripe ego. Simple, in a very simple way. Titiksha, blanket. I'm upset because of you. You are outside. Blanket is there. So no upset. I am calm because of another reason. No outer reason. Blanket is there. Life changes. Life has to be changed. Has to change. How are you, Vaibhav?
Thank you, sir. Sir, today's understanding is like when I interact with the world. So, like ego, it's a default nature of ego to expect from the outside world. And whatever I do, because ego associates with everything, and then it expects. Now, if I fight with that ego to not to expect, then I'm also building my another ego because of that removing that expectations. So it is to understand that with these principles, like with Tiksha, that the expectation is in the mind, not in my real sense. And if I understand that, then it will settle down that expectation. So, but as you said, that it requires a lot of practice because that expectation is very subtle. I many times see when I don't realize that I'm expecting and still I'm acting in my expectation only.
Beautifully said. And the one most important point, it's subtle nature. It's very subtle. And why it is subtle? Because the default mind, we live with the default mind. And living with the default mind brings lack of awareness of the reality. It puts us into delusion. So we need a constant and a consistent contemplation and reflection. When? 24/7, the moment you wake up in the morning. I told you, let Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu. Default mind says no, Sarvesham stress Bhavatu. Anxiety Bhavatu. May there be anxiety for all, because I am into anxiety. So it demands a consistent practice. My master always, I remember, once a seeker, you are always a seeker. But if you say it at least and you feel it inside, you are evolving. But if you say, oh, after 5 years I have become a great teacher, then the unripe ego may take over you. I have attended all those sessions. I have lived, Ashok says, I have lived with my master, I always go to my master. Close your eyes. Eyes are closed. Directly into another reminder of the poise method. Presence noticed. What do you notice? P is the presence. Presence means notice. Notice, I would say, means self-awareness. It further means you notice, means you are aware, means you are aware of place, position, and posture. You are aware of the body, and then you experience sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Now you see that observer. Are you noticing? Yes. Are you noticing place, position, and posture? Yes. Sensation, comfort, and steadiness? Yes. Who is noticing? I. So your mind says yes, I. Let it say I. Mind says I. So is this I separate from what you notice? Sensation, comfort, and steadiness is separate from you. So in Eastern wisdom, we simply say, we use the word observer and observed, or you can say the knower and the known. Again, I am repeating for the sake of understanding, and so that you can go deeper. It is such a simple principle we always forget due to default mind, due to ego. What is that simple? I say I know you. For example, I say I know Krishna. It simply means Krishna is separate from me, different from me. I know person A means different and separate from me. Clear? Different and separate from me. So it means there are two. One is I as a knower and observer, and other is the known. How simple it is. But why I forget? And that is what is the topic of our discussion, the unripe ego. Unripe ego. associates and make them one. Make them feel like one. They do not become one, feel like one. What? You have a thought, I am in anxiety, but it is a thought. He is not respecting me, but this is a thought. So when you say, recognize this is a thought, this is not me, thought is not me, it is investigate in the poise. You enter into the witness consciousness. What is this witness consciousness? That is what, you can also say the cognitive awareness. In the meantime, you say, though it is not, but even if we say cognitive awareness, it is okay. So now what happens in that cognitive awareness, we find a shift or a space. Space between, it is already there. Space between the observer and observed. Let me make it more clear and pragmatic. Observer is you as awareness, and anxiety plus thought of anxiety is observed. I told you, knower and the known are different. Separate, they cannot mix up. Two cannot mix up. You mix up. So when you mix up, you have a problem. You mix up in appearance. They are not mixed up. They can never be mixed up. We mix up. We mix up. We mix up in ignorance. Or you can say we mix up in delusion. Simple. I made it very simple. So there is a shift or a space. So it means I recognize now. Shift or space. So now you have found the space to embody Om Shanti. You just casually drop Om Shanti into the space you discovered. You discovered. So, again I am repeating, there is always a space. There is nothing can be known if there is no space. Known is objective. I am, observer is subjective. So you see, you started the journey with presence, with a notice. There you are getting rid of, silently, you are getting rid of unripe ego. At end you are getting rid of unripe ego. How come? How come you say that? Because you are self-aware, or you can say you are alert and aware. There are many words you can say. You are alert and aware. You are seeing directly. That directly is in the Buddhism, it is known as vipassana. People take it, Vipassana meditation. No, Vipassana means seeing. Seeing means noticing. Noticing means presence. And that is how I created this acronym, POISE. So you need not to worry, because if you worry, then your solution is you have created second ego to destroy the first one. Not possible. I told you. So the presence, notice, self-awareness, and then your observer. In that observer, let the observer enjoy. Let the observer enjoy with the place, position, and posture. Let observer enjoy place, position, and posture, sensation, comfort, and steadiness. So when you enjoy means, you are driving unripe ego. No, you don't notice, but you are driving away. And that you settle by investigation. What is that investigation? You investigate knower and the known can never mix up. So you have to be aware to know it. And if you are aware to know it, you find the space. When you find the space, you drop Om Shanti into that space. So when you drop Om Shanti into this space, everything is gone, you are in peace. Everything follows cognitive understanding, cause and effect. Eastern wisdom says, I have been telling you, cause and effect relationship has to be there. That leads to cognitive understanding. That leads to, I told you, a cognitive change in your attitude, behavior, and conduct that expresses in thought, speech, and action. And where? In personal, professional, social, and family lives. When? Every day. And you consistently do it weeks after weeks. After a few weeks, you find you are in a different situation. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes, open the eyes inside the palms, know your experiences. Bring the hands down, and you see another Christina found that she forgot about the time, change of the time. It's 1 hour ahead in California. No worries, I will do next year, at least, I will remind you all. Problem is, in Arizona, no, there is no time change. So I sent the group in New Jersey that there is a time change. But Dennis reminded me that European time change, so that Ukrainian session should be 1 hour later. Anyhow, how are you Dennis, let us. You have to listen to this, Christina. You have to listen to this session again and again. Yes, Dennis.
On one hand, the mind was listening, and on the other hand, it was observing the space and dropping on Shanti, and it was very peaceful. Thank you.
Beautiful. You see that this is knowledge. This is knowledge means understanding. Understanding means awareness. Let me think if I am aware and looking at you. No, I'm already aware. Are you seeing that? What ego does? Let me see if I'm aware or not. If I'm seeing you or not. I'm seeing you. That is that level has to be understood. But it comes by again listening, learning, contemplation, reflection consistently until it changes. You live into that state. When? All the time. Where? In all the locations. With whom? With everyone. Yes, Stephen.
Good, sir. Thank you again. My meditation was extremely deep. Thank you.
Good. Very good. How are you, Christina? Which Christina? Rago.
Thank you. Just a deep, centered, spacious experience today.
Yes, it means the last 3 sessions of those incidental diversion has been alive during the practice of meditation. So all of the 3 experience that state. How are you, David and Jerry?
Thank you. Really great meditation. Thank you. The highlight for me was focusing on that space between the knower and the known, and presenting Om Shanti in that. And at that moment, it just was like
infinite space.
Yeah. Thank you.
You see how simple and how challenging it is. I know you. Process of knowing. So I know you only when you are at a distance. There is no other way. Tell me if there is any other way. There is no other way. So if I'm at a distance, it means there is a space. And now you bring it to your own journey. I'm in anxiety. There is a space. That's why you know that you are in anxiety. It means you and the thought of anxiety are separated at a distance. That is known as extraordinary awareness. I'm defining, explaining each and every word I use. I told you, cause and effect. Anyhow, yes, Jerry.
Thank you, sir. It's deep meditation, and just love all the tools and the way you express them and share them. And so, great opportunity for us to study ourselves.
Thank you that you have been there. So it gives me an opportunity to express what I learned from my master. I keep the picture of my master in front of me. Yes, yes, another Christina.
Oh, I missed the first hour, so my apologies. I actually just moved to Florida, so I'm on East Coast time. So I'm just my apologies, but I will be watching this once you post on YouTube. Thank you.
No, it's okay. It's okay, but you have to listen to this again and again. I will ask you to share the experiences of this session in the next session. We have done, Christina Rago, you have done? Yes, Webhub.
Thank you, sir. So mind was calm, like I was absorbed in it was peaceful.
Understand this beauty. That is the beauty of the Eastern wisdom. It is like, oh, where is your address? Okay, here is an address. You put it into the GPS, you are carefree. You sit in the car and you start driving. Means you got the GPS, you start driving into the peace and happiness. I would say it is the easiest thing to do. Yes, it took me 20 years for me also. But after you recognize it, it is the easiest thing to do it. Consistent working on that, consistently working that, and never stopping in your life. I got the peace. Peace is infinite. Let me experience that infinite peace in the joy by expressing, by living my personal, professional, social, and family life, by lying down on the bed, dropping into the sleep. Before sleep, let me go there. When I wake up, don't leave it. It's a matter of awareness. Internally, you are working with the poise, and externally, you are doing all your activities. Where is the problem? Don't you work internally and while doing all your work outside? Tell me. You have to say yes, but you do it negatively. This guy is so crazy, he has come. Mentally and externally. Hey, how are you, my friend? That has to change. We do it. You have to agree to it. You cannot say, oh no, my honey, it's better not to say anything to the honey. Yes, honey, how are you? Yeah? Don't we say that? To anyone. Honey means, relations. We do it. So you do it, you know it internally. Why don't you replace it with the poise? All the time. With honey, with partner, with in your profession. You stop the car at a red light and then you are struggling with yourself internally. What the hell has happened? No, hold on. Change the poise. So that is all for today. We will meet again on Thursday. Change your timing, Christina. We will meet again.